Hello, welcome back to Baking with Frank. So, I'm Tom, and this is Baking with Frank, and I think it's probably a good time for an explanation. So, Frank is my great-grandfather who was a baker, and one of the things that came down through the family is Frank's cookbook. This is from his bakery. It is high on, you can see that, high on the ingredients, but light on the instructions. So my initial thought with this was to start trying some of these things. My mom always had a saying that she'd love to make some of these, but it would take a bathtub to mix them up, so she'd never be able to, and then you didn't know how to cook it anyway. So we're gonna take it from there and see what we can do. And one of the things with Frank's recipes is there are many of them that are duplicated. So there are probably 4 jelly roll recipes. There are multiple sultana cookie recipes, etc., etc. In this case, today we're going to be looking at his almond macaroon recipe. So there are actually 2 of those recipes. One here that's a larger, you can see that, that's a larger amount. And then the one that we'll actually be using, which is a smaller amount, still a bakery size, but a smaller amount. It's here on the bottom of the page under the cupcakes. Yes, cupcakes. Smaller amount, so easier to cut down. And that's what we're going to be working with today. So with that said, let's get to cooking. All right, here we go. So I'm going to admit that on this one, where most of these I haven't even tried before, on this one I've actually tried a couple of times. I did a brief stint trying to do Baking with Frank in 2021. This seemed like a really simple recipe. It is a really simple recipe. I am not the most skilled of bakers, so it turned out a little strange, and I'll include some pictures of that in the video. But the cookies became very flat, is the bottom line. They were delicious, but they were very flat. I did a second iteration of this about a year ago that never really took either, so I tried to add flour to it and ended up with more of an almond cake that wasn't so delicious. So here we go. We're going to see if this works out this time. So one of the things that I learned from a good friend is that I had been using almond, I'm not sure what they call it, almond filling probably, instead of almond paste. So almond paste is in the recipe. That's what we're going to use today. This is an 8-ounce block of almond paste. I'm just going to break that up here into the mixing bowl and get that ready. There we go. This is going to take half a cup of sugar right there. Beautiful. In we go. And we're going to give that a mix. Okay, so that's looking, I'm going to say it looks like candied ginger. I don't know if that's true or not. It smells fantastic. But we're going to go ahead and put in 1 egg yolk. I'm assuming that this is a binder more than anything else. Let's get that out there. Look at that slime. That's delicious. Oh yeah. All right. I'm going to set aside this egg yolk. I will probably freeze that because in the back of Frank's recipe book are the recipes from his wife, Effie. Effie was my step-great-grandmother. My great-grandmother died in the Spanish flu outbreak in 1918. At that point, my grandfather would have been 2 years old. So Effie actually raised the 3 kids, Frank obviously being the youngest of those. My grandfather's name was also Frank. But Effie took over this book when Frank died in 1938 and continued writing her recipes in it until 1942. So we'll hit some of those. All of that to say, Effie has 3 custard pie recipes, one that is marked as not good, one that is good, and one that is very good. So I think a taste test clearly is in order. So we're gonna throw this egg in, give it a beat for a couple of minutes, see where we get with that. Here we go. All right, here we are. You can see dogs going by probably at some point. Yes, I'm still at home. We'll get this off of here without too much consternation. I totally missed the give me a beat joke there. Give me a beat! Because clearly what an old white man needs to be doing is appropriating the great Janet Jackson. But in tribute to Janet, we're gonna say it anyway, because I do enjoy her music. All right, let's get the last little bits of this off here, or at least what we can. There we go. All right, and we're gonna pipe these cookies. So one of the things that I'm very lucky in many ways, but one of the ways that I'm very lucky is that my mother decorated cakes the entire time that I was growing up. And I often do them for people she knew, did them for my brothers and I, did wedding cakes for many family members and others. But because of that, I have a number of her items. So one of those are her piping bags and tips. So I don't know if this is the right size tip, but hey, we're gonna work on it. We'll see where it goes. I'm gonna fill up this bag, we'll be right back. Okay, here we go, bag full of dough. Got the oven preheating at 325, which I looked at a couple of more contemporary recipes. That seemed to be a general consensus of where to go because clearly Frank wasn't giving anything up on that. So we're gonna make some circles here. And I've done this about twice in my life, so see how this works out. And just pop those out there in, say, let's call that 1.5 inches. See there? 1.5 inch-ish. Star tip. Pumping them out. Let me wrap this up. I'm not going to make you watch me do all of these because, I mean, that would be fascinating, I know. But I appreciate you more than that. So, right back. Give me a beat! Now, obviously, one of the most critical things is that you have a consistency in size and placement of your cookies so that they don't run together, they don't get all smushed. We talked about smushed last week. And so that they all turn out in a uniform fashion. So here's, obviously the study of that. So we're gonna throw these in the oven here, see how that goes. Baking for about 8 minutes. I should mention mention the 8 ounces of almond paste, 1/2 cup of sugar, 1 egg white. That's all there is in these things. Oh, also, just because I enjoy Demerara sugar, just sprinkle these with a little Demerara sugar because I thought that would be fun. Oh look, it's got a sprinkler on it. Look at what we're learning together. Did you ever think? All right, let's get this run. Da, 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 da. You didn't know it was musical too, did you? Look at how fancy that is. All right, in the oven, coming back. Okay, I know I said 8 minutes. Wrong. It's 20 minutes, then you move them up for 8 minutes so that they can brown. About 4 inches higher than the middle of the thing, blah, blah, blah. Back. All right, here we go. So that's 20 minutes plus a couple. It didn't take quite 8 to get to the golden brown, but hey, these look pretty good. We're gonna take them off of the parchment here, which is very simple to do. While I'm doing this, number one, shout out to Janet Jackson. If she's watching, and I'm sure she's not, all the love. Thanks for the music. Number two, you'll notice a new title in the video that was done by my incredibly talented brother Jim. If you should need any design work, I'm sure he would be glad to hear from you at 108creative@gmail.com. All right, there we go. You can hear the dogs having a wrestling match in the background. They're running through the backyard. All right, we're gonna give these a try. All right, here we are. Feel crunchy. I'm gonna break it open. Oh, it's a little chewy in the middle. That is an objectively good cookie, I gotta say. Frank, This one's a winner. See you next time.